Welcome back to Healthy Steps Seniors. Last week, I visited Mr. John, a patient I am very fond of. He has a beautiful little garden behind his house, always vibrant with flowers and fruit. But on that day, when I asked him about his new tomato plants, he sighed. He said, "You know, doctor, what I fear most isn't the pests destroying my plants. What I fear most is the day I no longer have the strength to bend down and care for the seedlings, no longer have the power to turn the soil or even lift my watering can anymore." In that moment, I saw in his eyes not just a worry about his health. It was the fear of losing his role, of losing those loving connections, of losing the feeling that he was still a strong grandfather, a steady pillar of support. Mr. John's story is perhaps the silent sentiment of many of us. The feeling that our legs are no longer steady, our hands no longer have their strength, and our confidence slowly fades with each passing day. But I want to tell you that Mr. John's story doesn't end there, and that is not a fate you are forced to accept. Today we will learn about one of the most silent enemies of old age, and more importantly, how we can overcome it in a gentle and sustainable way. It sounds complex, but it's actually very easy to understand. Imagine your muscles are like a bank account. When we are young, we work, we move, we eat. It's like we are constantly making deposits into that account. The account is always full, and we feel full of energy. But after the age of 60, this process begins to change. If we no longer actively make deposits, the body starts withdrawing funds to use for daily activities. Little by little, day by day, that muscle account slowly depletes. That is sarcopenia. It isn't a disease, but a natural process. However, how fast or slow it happens depends entirely on us. So, how do we deposit funds back into our muscle account? Science and my own clinical experience over the past 20 years all point to one very clear answer. There are two indispensable pillars to combat sarcopenia. The first pillar is the right nutrition. We need to provide our bodies with the right kind of building materials so they can repair and rebuild muscle. And the second pillar is intentional movement. We need to send a signal to the body, telling those builders to get to work. Without this signal, no amount of good material will do any good. In today's video, we will build these two pillars together firmly. In the next section, I will show you what the most important brick is in your diet, a type of food that many older adults are not getting enough of. Then, in part 3, I will guide you through 3 golden at-home exercises, no equipment needed, that are incredibly effective at waking up your muscles. In particular, exercise number 3 is the most important for improving balance and preventing falls, so make sure you stay until the end of the video. And if this is your first time at Healthy Steps Seniors, we are delighted to welcome you. This is a place where we believe that old age is for living fully, not for slowing down. We provide evidence-based health guidance, always delivered with understanding and humanity. Right now, please take a moment to hit the subscribe button and turn on the notification bell so you don't miss any videos on our health journey together. Now, let's explore our first pillar, nutrition. What are the most important bricks for rebuilding your body's strength? When we talk about rebuilding anything, from a house to the strength of our bodies, we all need materials. And in building muscle, there is no material more important than protein. Protein is the foundational brick. Every cell in your body, from your skin and hair to the tiniest muscle fiber, is made of protein. But there is something very important that many people don't realize. Our need for protein doesn't decrease as we get older. In fact, it increases. Why is that? It's because of a phenomenon the medical world calls anabolic resistance. It might sound complicated, but let me explain it with a more relatable image. Imagine your muscles when you were young were like a very diligent builder. You only needed to give him a few bricks, protein, and he would immediately start building efficiently. But as you get older, that builder becomes a bit more stubborn and a little hard of hearing. You have to give him more bricks, and you have to call out louder, meaning you need to provide a large enough amount of protein in a single meal to convince him to start the building work. If you only give him a few bricks here and there, he'll just sit there and do nothing. This is precisely why a breakfast of just a slice of toast with jam or a bowl of plain porridge is not enough for an older adult. It doesn't provide enough bricks to kickstart the muscle-building process. So how much is enough? Current nutritional guidelines for older adults often recommend a protein intake of about 25 to 30 grams in each main meal. This amount helps create a signal strong enough to wake up that stubborn builder. Let's return to Mr. John's story. One of the first changes we made for him was to his breakfast. Instead of just having a cup of coffee and a slice of bread, he started eating 2 boiled eggs along with a container of Greek yogurt. That small change alone provided him with nearly 30 grams of high-quality protein. He shared that after just 1 week, he not only felt full for longer, but he also felt his energy levels were much more stable throughout the morning. He no longer felt tired or shaky around 10 a.m. That is the power of providing the right materials at the right time. So where can we find these high-quality protein bricks? In the next section, we will explore the golden sources of food, from plants to animals, so you can easily rebuild your body's house of muscle. When I talk about protein, I don't want you to think about numbers or complex nutritional charts. I want you to think about meals. Because each food isn't just calories or grams of protein. It carries a story, a power, and a feeling of its own. Let's start with the gifts that come from Mother Earth. I want to tell you about my mother's chickpea soup. Whenever I was sick as a child or on cold winter days, my mother would cook a huge pot of chickpea soup, simmered with carrots and celery. Its aroma filled the entire kitchen. To me, it wasn't just food, it was the taste of care, of comfort. It wasn't until I became a doctor that I understood the extraordinary power hidden in that simplicity. Chickpeas are like a mother's love, enduring and nourishing from deep within. They provide an abundant source of protein to rebuild every tired muscle fiber, along with fiber that helps keep your energy stable without drastic ups and downs. A bowl of chickpea soup doesn't just warm your body, it is silently rebuilding your foundation of strength. And there are other sources of strength that come from such simplicity. Lentils are one example. I often think of them as a reliable companion. They are not fancy, not expensive, but they are always there when you need them. A fragrant lentil curry or some soft simmered lentils can give you the protein and iron you need to fight off fatigue, to give you the strength to walk a little further or play with your grandchild for a little longer. And sometimes strength comes from choices that take a little courage. I'm talking about spirulina. I know, not everyone is familiar with it, but think of it as a proactive step you are taking for your own health. Just one small spoonful in your morning smoothie, blended with the sweetness of a banana and the freshness of greens, and you are giving your body a powerful health tonic from nature. It is a tiny protein factory, helping your body repair and recover quickly. It is the choice of those who are not afraid to try something new to live healthier. If your joints often speak up each morning with feelings of stiffness and aches, think of salmon. I don't see salmon as just a meal. I see it as a gentle therapy from the sea. Within each pinkish fiber of its flesh, there is not only protein to strengthen your muscles, but also omega-3, a wonderful natural anti-inflammatory. It's like a cool, clear stream, soothing the smoldering fires in your joints. Eating salmon twice a week isn't just a delicious meal. It is an act of kindness, a subtle gesture of care you give to the joints that have worked so hard for so many years. And of course, we cannot forget our familiar friends, lean chicken breast, or especially Greek yogurt. Think of Greek yogurt as the gardener tending to your body's root system, your digestive tract. A healthy digestive system helps you absorb all the wonderful nutrients you eat. It provides slow digesting protein, nourishing your muscles throughout the morning while bringing a feeling of lightness and comfort from within. Alongside the protein stars we just mentioned, there are always silent heroes working in the background to provide support. The first hero is vitamin D. Do you know that feeling when you stand in the morning sun, feeling its warmth spread across your skin? That's not just a pleasant feeling. That's when your body is creating vitamin D. This vitamin is like the conductor of the muscle orchestra, helping every movement become rhythmic and strong. Step outside each morning, even for just 15 minutes, to receive this free and priceless gift. And the second hero is magnesium. Have you ever been awakened by a night cramp? It's a very unpleasant experience. Magnesium is the gentle companion that helps relax those tense muscles, bringing you a more peaceful night's sleep. A handful of almonds or a little spinach in your scrambled eggs is a wonderful way to invite this friend into your life. Remembering these silent heroes will make your meals more complete. And once we have enough materials, what's the next step? It's to send an invitation, a signal for the builders to start their work. We just talked about meals, about the bricks to rebuild our strength, but there is an important truth. The best bricks in the world will just lie there if there are no builders. And in our bodies, movement is the call to action, the signal that awakens those builders. I know that when many of us hear the word exercise, we feel hesitant. We think of noisy gyms, complicated movements, or the fear of pain and injury. We think of it as a punishment, a chore. Today, I invite you to see movement in a different light. See it as a conversation between you and your body. A conversation that needs no words, only listening, respect, and patience. And we will begin that conversation with the golden exercises, simple movements that are the foundation of all stability. The first and most important conversation you can have with your legs is the chair squat. 1. Chair squats. the foundation of independence. Think of this chair as a trusted friend. This exercise not only helps rebuild strength in your thighs and glutes, the largest muscle groups that support your entire body, more importantly, it gives you back one of the most fundamental freedoms, the ability to stand up and sit down easily without needing anyone's help. Let's start by sitting on the edge of the chair, feet shoulder-width apart, planted firmly on the floor. Cross your arms over your chest or extend them straight out in front of you for balance. Now, take a deep breath in. As you exhale, press through your heels and slowly rise to a standing position. Feel your thighs and your glutes doing the work, very slowly. Once you are standing straight, take another breath in, and as you exhale, slowly sit back down, controlling the movement as if you were placing a precious object on the chair. If you're just starting, try doing 5 repetitions. If that feels okay, increase to 8, then 10. Don't rush. This is a conversation, not a race. Every time you stand up, you are telling your body, we are still strong. Number 2, wall push-ups, awakening upper body strength. Your legs need to be steady, but your arms and upper body also need strength to support, to push, and to maintain balance when needed. The wall push-up is a wonderful way to awaken that strength safely. Stand about an arm's length from the wall, place your hands on the wall slightly wider than your shoulders at chest level. Inhale, slowly bend your elbows and bring your body toward the wall, keeping your back straight from your heels to your head. Feel the gentle stretch in your chest and shoulders. Then, exhale and gently push your body back to the starting position. Feel the strength coming from your arms and chest. Every time you push away, you are reinforcing your ability to protect yourself. Aim for about 8 to 12 repetitions, depending on your ability. Number 3, high knee marching, the waltz of balance. And finally, an exercise I truly love. I like to call it the waltz of balance. It not only helps strengthen your core and hip flexors, but it also trains the rhythmic coordination between your brain and your legs. Stand up straight, looking forward. Slowly lift your right knee high as if you are stepping over an invisible obstacle. Hold for a second, then slowly lower it. Then repeat with the left knee. Do it very slowly, feeling every movement. Imagine you are dancing with your own balance. If you feel unsteady, don't hesitate to hold on to a chair or a tabletop. Safety is always the top priority. Perform 10 repetitions on each side. This simple exercise is one of the most effective ways to reduce the risk of falling, as it teaches your body how to maintain its center of gravity with every step. Number 3, the importance of walking, the most precious gift. The 3 exercises above are intentional conversations, but there is another conversation you can have every day in the most natural way. That is walking. I don't want you to be obsessed with counting every step. I just want you to give yourself the gift of movement. Walk with a sense of joy. Maybe it's a walk to the mailbox, a stroll around the neighborhood to greet a neighbor, or simply a walk around the garden to admire a newly bloomed flower. Every step not only helps your heart and your joints, but it is also an affirmation to life that says, I am still here, I am still walking, and I am still enjoying this journey. Start with the smallest of steps, and you will see that when the body moves, the soul becomes more joyful too. So, we have gone on quite a journey together today. We've talked about the bricks and the builders inside our bodies. If there is one thing I hope you will remember from this video, it is a very simple image. The fight against muscle weakness, the fight against sarcopenia, stands firmly on two pillars. The first pillar, provide enough bricks, especially high-quality protein bricks from eggs, salmon, legumes, or Greek yogurt. Don't let your builders sit idle for lack of materials. And the second pillar, put those builders to work through gentle conversations with your body. That might be the chair squat, a few wall push-ups, or simply a joyful walk every day. Nutrition and movement are like the two wings of a bird. Without one, we can never fly high and far on our journey of healthy living. Let's return to the story of Mr. John, the passionate gardener I told you about at the beginning. A few days ago, his daughter sent me a photograph. In the photo, Mr. John is beaming, lifting his grandson high into the air. The little boy is laughing joyfully. That moment didn't come from a miracle. It came from persistence. It was built from breakfasts with an extra egg, from the times he pushed himself to do his chair squats, and from his determination not to give up. Today, you might be facing your own challenges, but I want you to know that you don't have to change everything all at once. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. So what will your first step be tomorrow? Perhaps it's as simple as adding an egg to your breakfast, or trying 5 squats with the chair in your living room. Or maybe it's a phone call to a friend to ask them for a walk. Please share that first step with us in the comment section below. Each comment is not just a commitment to yourself, but also a small flame of inspiration for others in our Healthy Steps Seniors community. Thank you for your time and for listening. If you found this conversation helpful, please hit like, share it with a friend you care about, and don't forget to subscribe to the channel so we can continue to walk together on every step of this journey. Remember, every new day is an opportunity for us to rebuild our strength with kindness and persistence.